Good evening, friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome on this auspicious day of Holika Dahan to a brand new episode of Thunderous Thursdays. Today's episode number 11, and I hope you have enjoyed the previous 10 episodes. Friends, the endeavor is only to give back in these short sessions whatever little I know about finance. And again, one of my ways of contributing back to the society. So, if you can carry home a little bit from whatever I'm sharing with all of you, I'll really feel blessed in that regard. So, just let me check whether I'm live or not, and then we can start with today's session. It is not yet showing. Okay, it is. It is. Yes, it is showing. Okay. So the notification was not there, but still I can see myself live. So let's begin today's session and allow me to share my screen before we begin the proceedings. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, friends, welcome once again officially to this episode number 11, week 11. Today is the auspicious festival of Holika Dahan and Holi festival full for celebrations tomorrow. So I won't come much between your family and celebrations and this session. So let's begin today's session without much ado. So as usual, all my presentations will always begin with thank the Lord Almighty who's given me much more than what I deserve. And when it comes to finance, I have to thank my dad as well, who has been instrumental in teaching me the clinical part of finance, whatever I've been sharing with all of you in these past 6 years. So this is my brief CV, a little bit of giving me a little bit of authority over whatever I'm sharing with you. Again, validates the same. So today's topic or topic for this week is when should we review our financial plan? The last week's topic was about the retirement, a few mistakes which we should avoid during our retirement phase or before retirement. It is like a sibling or a cousin of the same session only. So why should you review your financial plan? What are the times you can say? Think about that. A few situations I'll be giving you which normally do raise an alarm that we should do it. The problem in today's society is that either people don't invest, or if they invest on hearsay, or if they invest on, you can say, the fixed assets like an FD or property, or some people in, you can say, a very different kind of, you can say, they will prefer to do these things in those arenas where it is not much of heard of, like the cryptocurrency 2 years back was not much of heard of, in that case that everybody was going mad about it. So people will ask what is an AIF, what is you can say those additional ventures. But my question always to them is that are you invested in the basics first? Have you covered your basics first? If you have not covered, then you should not be adventuring over those flashy objects, as we call as the SOS, the shiny objects or the shiny object syndrome that we all carry. So we all want to have good money, and we all want to have good money even when we are not earning. So if we are earning well, we are having it, and we'd like to always use our current income to fund our goals. But sometimes the situation is not like that. Sometimes, because of COVID, we have seen there have been so many layoffs, so many job crises, so many businesses shutting down, so many things happening, which have actually derailed many families. But again, if those people had been invested at the right time, if not all, majority of them would have surely benefited. So we don't need to invest for ourselves. We need to take care of our family, especially if the one who is listening to my session is the primary earning family member. It is your responsibility. You are not living in a Western world that you can say after 15 or 16, you can say your kids, you are on your own. We are still living in an Indian society where you can say raising our kids with good education, and then you can say settling them in life, kind of, is still our responsibility. If your parents have done this for you, you need to do this for your kids as well. I may sound very much orthodox in that regard, but that is the way I am in this process. I believe if we have brought children into the world, it is our responsibility to fulfill their aspirations, of course, not the want based. I'm talking about the needs based only, to give them good education and make them capable enough that they can start their own work, or at least get them something handy in their hand, so that they don't suffer from lack of job opportunities because of their education structure. So I believe sometimes when we invest, some people who are regularly investing, even then in those cases also, if they are investing handsomely, they also need to, you can say, it is not like धोया भिगोया हो गया और जो डाला उसको भूल जाओ 10 साल के लिए. It's not like that. Certain things need a review. I was talking to Dr. Dheeraj today. He was here in my town from Jaipur. So we met over lunch today. So I was talking that people actually don't review their investments. They need to do it every 3 to 6 months. And there are multiple avenues. Nobody has a similar situation working for him every year. We have similar situations changing. I'll be giving you the 5 scenarios which are leading to all these things, which you can say cause a derailment or escalation of the problems, scaling in the salaries, or whatever you can say. There are multiple times the situation changes for the good or for the bad in a person's life. So why does the plan need to be the same? It is not only one fund in a mutual fund that needs to give you and go and earn you 1 crore. It has to be multiple vehicles. That is why I always stress on the point of MSI, multiple streams of income. So if you are aiming at one fund giving you 1 crore, just put in 5,000 per month for 30 years, and you will end up at 1.77 CR at the rate of 12%. So that is perfectly fine. So people would say, okay, 5,000 is good enough. So why do I need to put in more fund? 1.77 CR is good enough. 1.77 CR after 30 years, will it be good enough? You have not even taken care of the inflation right now. So remember, a good amount, you can say 1,000 rupees, which was valued at in 2010, is not valued even 700 rupees in 2020. So the value or the inflation bug bites everyone. So what works this year may not work next year. Sometimes it does happen. We all have seen Parag Parekh Flexi Cap plan, one of the most handsome return giving plans. But suddenly, since the past 4 months, has turned into a dud. Of course, the SEBI regulations for the US stocks and funds have to play a major role in that. But then it does make a difference. Whenever the fund manager has a higher or a larger AUM at hand, and then the performance pressure gets to him sometimes. Not always, but it does get to many people in those scenarios. So if next year, maybe your needs might change, your wants may creep in, your cash flow may change, sometimes the environment around you changes. So you need to take care of all those factors, that what will need to change it. So you need to review at least once a year. I would advise at least twice a year also. So I do it myself 3 to 6 months. Quarterly is a good times, or minimum biannual is a very good option. But the bare minimum is once a year at least. But then there are so many things lined up for once a year events. How many things you will take care of? So, and there is never a good time to review. Every time should be a good time to review, even if it is a 5 month, even if it's a 7 month, and you have time, you can do that. Don't wait for that elusive 6 month clock to creep in and then give you a indicator that yes, now it has been it has been that time we need to review. So many times there are bad luck situations also. As I was talking to Dr. Dheeraj also today, I noticed that in the previous 3-4 months, the markets have been pretty much volatile. And I've seen it consciously that whenever the market goes up, the same day my SIP gets rejected. So my SIPs mostly have been in the bull phase, but after that, the bear phase sets in and the markets are correcting. Of course, that is why I don't see much appreciable in my SIPs. Somebody may be having different dates, so he might be lucky in that regard. Of course, the overall averaging would still be there. I'm not saying that this is the fun, but this is just a matter of chance also sometimes for an isolated a few months phenomenon. So financial plan is basically financial goals that define your aspirations and the strategy to achieve those goals. You need to have those. Let me give you a few reasons when you should consider financial review, because everything does not remain the same throughout, as I said. So financial planning, if we say FP is equal to FR plus FT, So what is FR? FR is financial resources, FT is financial techniques. So your source of funds plus utilization of proper funds gives you a good FP, good financial planning. It is in these three words summarized very, three circles, summarized very simply. But the problem is the source of funds, even if there, it is not in white. And that is where the problem comes. That is where the problem comes. We don't have funds in white, and you need only white to invest. You may have lots of money. I came across one of my FBA participants. He had deposited huge sums of money and he just wanted to pay nil tax. I said, sorry, you can't get out of it. The only way to get out of it that you have, you can say 3/4 of your deposited money as bills, means your expenses. Then you can go in for audit and show a lower profit of 25%, and then you can maybe escape tax. But via this, you will have to pay close to 2.75, 2.80 lakhs of tax. Paune 3 lakh tax dena padega. He was not ready to pay even 2,800 rupees. I said, okay, it's your wish. God help you. So number one factor, change in income. हम बोलते थे ना, the linear growth जो होती है. We all have been victim of this, I would say. I would not say we all have been doing it. We all have been victim of this. We don't know how much our CA has been putting in our income. Our CAs have been proportionately increasing our income 10% by every year. My dad asked me this thing once in 2007. He said, son, tell me one thing. Can you get ITR of 2 or 3 of your colleagues? I just want to see how things are working, because now you have started earning big. So let me just check how they do it. Of course, he was filing returns at that time for me. So I said, fine. So I got hold of 3 of my colleagues. They were kind and gracious enough to share with me their confidential documents, I would say. And he was mesmerized. He said, यार सच में तुम्हारे प्रोफेशन में 10% इनकम बढ़ती है. मुझे लगता था कि ये हमारे सर्कल में है. ये सारे प्रोफेशन में 10%, 15%, 5% इनकम प्रोपोर्शनली इंक्रीज करती है एवरी ईयर. हाउ इज दिस पॉसिबल? एंड देन ही आस्क्ड मी, एक्चुअल में क्या होता है बताओ. नहीं डैड, कई बार कम हो जाती है, कई बार ज्यादा हो जाती है. यूजुअली इट the way, because I have been in that phase of my career, I was getting into the stable phase after the birth of my daughter in 2007. My OPD literally shot up big time, and after that there was no looking back. And trust me, it has maintained at good levels ever since then. But this was the thing he asked me, that जो पीक पे पहुंच गए, जो 15 साल की प्रैक्टिस में है. One of my colleague whose ITR return I shared with dad was 15 years into practice. He said, I believe that he must be settled. इसकी भी इनकम हर साल 10% बढ़ रही है. How is this possible? And those who have been doing it, trust me, then आया Mr. Corona. We saw job losses, mid-career shifts, and so many businesses shutting down, lockdowns happening, 3-4 months, absolutely zero. The whole world started unlocking. Then in May 2020, the MHA guidelines came. Dentist के पास मत जाइए, खतरनाक है, dentist फैला देगा कोरोना. बस. And then again, another 2 months, we had a phase where we could not earn much. So it was literally in the month of August 2020 that we started having a little bit of pickup in OPDs from, you can say, at 60 to 70% of pre-COVID levels. But then that meant April, May, June, July, 4 months for dabba goal. There was zero. अगर आपका 1/3 year goal हो गया, तो how can you expect your income to rise? Then you need to have exceptionally great 8 months to figure into that. Luckily, April was the start of the financial year. तो आपका क्या हुआ? August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Then by February or March, the second lockdown came in. The second wave was even dangerous, more so in northern India, Delhi, NCR, and even the Punjab territory. So that is where you can say in 2021, technically your income should have dropped down drastically. Increase तो बहुत दूर की बात है. Yes, so occasional, you can say, exceptions would have been there where it would increase, or many things would be there. But majority had a fall in it. अब जिनके पास ब्लैक पड़ा था वो क्या करें? ऊपर से गवर्नमेंट की regulations, the news started tightening, and that is where the problem came. So if you are having a lean period, you need to have a review of a financial plan also. Is it spend first, invest later philosophy is old now? You need to invest first and spend later. Spend means on your needs and on your wants. The needs are anyways the priority. तो घर का खर्चा राशन वो तो करना ही करना. But before the wants, you should stress upon the needs part. Then higher aspirations. Call it peer pressure, call it FOMO approach, call it social media. We all actually end up spending more and more. We all live in tomorrow. We all live in today, not thinking about tomorrow. So we all have a higher lifestyle, you can say, or better lifestyle to show to others. And that means that we are not saving enough for our future. We think, वही philosophy that my wife believes in, पूत तो क्यों धन संचय, पूत तो क्यों धन संचय. So no gender bias, but it means that if your progeny is hopeless, then they will destroy whatever you have amassed for them. But if they are capable enough, they will actually make their own niche, carve their own niche and earn for themselves. But that does not absolve you of your responsibility if you are the primary earner, primary bread earner, or the, you can say, head of your nuclear family. So nothing is wrong in aspiring more. You need to have, you can say, if wishes were horses, you can say dream big. Dhirubhai Ambani also said dream big. But for dream big, you have to fund your dreams also. And for funding your bigger dreams, you have to fund your investments in a bigger way also. वो लोन पे लेके चीज को फ्लैश करने से you cannot dream and grow big. That is for sure. Life is very uncertain. Life future is very unpredictable. You should be secured and covered. So never ever take these things for granted. Then the milestone events which happen in 99.9% of us lives. All of us marry, all of us have children, all of us have kids' education coming up, of course, their post-graduation also, and then their marriages. These are the events. Then our own growth and expansion, clinic ki, chahe jis tarah bhi, of course, I'm talking about dentists and doctors. So I would say हमारी growth and expansion, हमारे clinic का छोटा area, बड़ा area, rent का area, अपना area, all those things will keep on happening. As I said, 99.9 go through this phase. So these are not cheap events. If you can see, these all milestones will always, you can say, cast a shadow if we are not earning, or we are trying to fund everything from our own current earnings. So this will definitely need a review. And again, it is not about when your, you can say, age increases, you need to take care of your insurance needs also, because your efficiency and your earning capacity may not remain the same. Of course, you have a sport and a game involved in your life, you will stay young for a longer period of time. But in today's lifestyle, we have a lot of lifestyle-related diseases as well. So I really feel that we need to be very certain about these things. If you remember, this Sunday, I had taken up a session on will itself, that this is one way to secure our will part. If you have not done that, if you have read that session, please do read. It will give you further insights about this part. So then the fourth part is large purchases and loans. Many of us still don't have a home. That is perfectly all right. We are nuclear families. We sometimes don't want to borrow, or you can say literally beg or borrow from our parents. Absolutely fine. So, but then we still want or crave for having one home over our head. But then the property prices are sky high, and home loans are definitely cheaper, but they also need to be, you can say, taken into account that for a longer period, we pay back a large part of amount as interest and lesser part as principal. So again, most of the bigger loans come with an attached, you can say, life insurance policy also. Your premium goes on decreasing, and the same continues to be attached with that. So then the fifth part which needs a review is the lifestyle disease and life-threatening disease. As I said, in a rush to earn more, enjoy more as well. आज में जियो, कल किसने देखा है? The FOMO approach, or you can say the social media to show approach to everyone is biting every one of us. So we ignore our health, which should be our primary goal, and we don't take those things into account. So a lot of preventive care is available, but you can't negate the chance of occurrence of all of them. So obviously there is a lot of trauma, there is monetary implications. So always have a medical cover as well, because that pay for hospitalization and critical illness. Otherwise, they have the capacity to burn a big hole in the pocket of each one of us. God forbid everything or anything such or anything catastrophe like this strikes any one of us. So this is the financial planning process. Identify your needs and objectives, gather information, analyze and develop a plan, plan presentation and delivery, and of course implement a plan. And then of course I am discussing the number 6 today: review your progress and update. It is not always that whatever you chose 2 years back for your financial plan may be giving you the desired returns, desired you can say goals. This is going to be a very difficult year financially. This is going to be a lot of volatility in the market, considering it has been 2 years of COVID. Enough is enough for many of the sectors now. Then the war is on, and then the war will have its implication along with the sanctions part. Sanctions on Russia would not mean that Asia would be spared. There would be, you can say, loss of job opportunities. There will be other liabilities. There will be inflation creeping up. The demand is definitely going to go down. The interest rates are going to go a little up, both in borrowing and both in lending. So I believe that this year would be still an okay year in the range of 3 to 8, 3 to 7%. It should not be. We should not be looking at 12 to 15% of return. If we get it, it is a bonus. I'm talking of the equity returns only, not the otherwise returns. The other returns would be comparatively lesser than this only. So equity returns should be in the range of 3 to 7 for this year. Yes, unless things dramatically improve after June, you never know. So the carry home gyan for today is financial plan, as I said, will contain the FP is equal to FR plus FT, financial resources plus financial techniques. So you need to have your aspirations in your mind and the strategy to achieve those. So never ever invest blindly. सर आपने कौन से फंड में लगाए हैं, मैं भी लगा दूं. यूज योर टॉप फ्लोर. भगवान ने सबको टॉप फ्लोर दिया है. You have the भेजा डाल के भेजा है प्रभु ने. So the brain is your top floor. Please use that. Never do so on hearsay. Never do on, you can say, जो स्टॉक मार्केट फ्री में टिप्स बांटते हैं ना, उनसे मत लीजिए टीवी पे, कभी मत लीजिए. And the best part is be financially literate yourself. People like me are giving back to society since almost 6 years now. Take it from me. There will be time when I'll be fed up of all this and I'll say, if there are very few takers, why should I be wasting my time? So be wary of that time, because that time won't be much far away, considering your response and your involvement. I'm not doing it for myself. You need to understand that. If I were to take any benefit out of this, I would have taken it long time back. Nobody has the patience of this kind to wait for 6 years and then reap the fruits. I don't do that. I just believe in giving back. And I know whatever I'm giving back to the society, it is coming back doubly and triply to me. So I will advise you also do something back for the society if you can. So this is in a nutshell the summary. These are the 6 components of financial planning which we all need to know, learn, and understand. Investment management, cash flow management, tax planning, estate planning, retirement planning, and of course, insurance assessment. So thank you so much for your patient hearing. I'll be back next Thursday with episode number 12 of Thunderous Thursdays. Before that, on Monday with the episode number 12 of Miraculous Mondays. So I'm running 2 WhatsApp groups. As I mentioned in the will part, the will session was taken on Sunday. So if you want to be a part of these groups, again, one of my ways of giving payback to the society, group 6 is on, and I plan to limit them to 6 only. So do send me a message, I'll add you. So this is my YouTube channel. As on 10th March, 432 videos are already there. Again, the third endeavor in my part to give back to all of you. So you get a video at least every week, 1 or 2 videos every week minimum. So this is my social media presence by my name only, Dr. Bhavdeep. You can get in touch with me, be connected. Do send me your feedback on my phone, on my page, or on the WhatsApp group, wherever you are. Bouquets and brickbats both would be welcome in equal mind. So thank you so much, and I stop my share for questions or acknowledging the visitors on my page. Okay. Hi Shrikant, thank you Shrikant. It gave me a notification pretty late that I am on live. Okay, hello Ramchandra sir, hello Sonia ma'am, hello Nobita ji, please get a live. जादू समाधान करना है तो किसी और की लाइव पे जाके कीजिए, यहाँ पे मत कीजिए प्लीज. I'm deleting your comment. Thank you. Hi Dr. Vrinda, Thank you, Dr. Ramchandra. Thank you, Dr. Sonia. So any questions, please do voice them. I'm here for 2 minutes, or else I'll take your leave. I won't come much into celebrations. Holika Dahan time is from 9:06 p.m. to 10:15 p.m. as per the Muhurat given by the Panditji of Mandir. So 9:06 p.m. to 10:15 p.m. So I'm doing this service also for you today. So do your Holika Dahan if you have not done by now. You still have time for that, and you'll have good amount of marks for that. So, okay, guys, thank you. I take your leave, and I'll see you in the next episode of Miraculous Mondays on Monday, this coming week on 21st of March. Thank you. Bye. Take care. Happy Holi. Happy Holi once again.